The hum of the engines was a familiar lullaby for the passengers of Pan Am Flight 914, a Douglas DC-4 set to depart from New York on July 2, 1955, bound for Miami. It was a routine flight, one of countless journeys made by airliners every day, carrying hopeful vacationers, business travelers, and families. No one on board or on the ground could have predicted that this particular flight would vanish without a trace, only to reappear in the most astonishing way 37 years later. The weather that day was clear, the takeoff smooth. Flight 914 settled into its cruising altitude, a tiny silver bird against the vast blue canvas. Air traffic controllers tracked its progress, a steady blip on their radar screens. But then, without warning, the blip simply disappeared. No distress call, no sudden plunge, just gone. Panic immediately erupted. Search and rescue operations were launched on an unprecedented scale. Ships combed the Atlantic, planes crisscrossed the skies, but there was no wreckage, no debris, no survivors. It was as if Flight 914 had been swallowed by the very air it flew through. The families of the 57 passengers and 4 crew members were left in an unbearable limbo, grappling with a mystery that offered no answers, only agonizing silence. After months of tireless searching, the official verdict was reluctantly declared. Flight 914 had crashed into the ocean, leaving no trace. The victims were presumed dead, and the case was eventually closed, a tragic footnote in aviation history. Then on September 9, 1992, the unimaginable happened. In Caracas, Venezuela, at Simón Bolívar International Airport, air traffic controller Juan de la Corte was going about his routine day when an anomalous blip appeared on his radar screen. It was an old model aircraft, a Douglas DC-4, completely unexpected and not on any flight plan. As it approached, the airport staff could hardly believe their eyes. This was a plane straight out of a history book, an anachronism in the modern sky. Juan de la Corte made contact. "Unidentified aircraft, state your intention," he radioed, his voice laced with disbelief. A crackling voice responded, "We are Pan Am Flight 914 from New York to Miami with 57 passengers and 4 crew members. We were scheduled to land at Miami International at 9:55 a.m. on July 2, 1955. Can you tell us, where are we?" A stunned silence fell over the control tower. The date was 1992. The year 1955 was 37 years in the past. Juan de la Corte, regaining his composure, tried to explain the situation, the true date, and the impossibility of their arrival. But the pilot's voice, now laced with confusion and fear, insisted they were on a routine flight, that everything was normal. As the DC-4 prepared to land, ground crew and security personnel were dispatched. They could clearly see the faces of the passengers through the windows, some waving, some looking bewildered. It was a chilling tableau, a living, breathing snapshot from decades past. Juan de la Corte, in an attempt to maintain calm and prevent a panic, advised the pilot not to land, explaining that there were ground personnel ready to guide them. As the pilot hesitated, Flight 914 began to slowly ascend again. Before anyone could react, the vintage aircraft, like a phantom from another era, accelerated, rose into the sky, and once again, vanished into thin air. The sudden reappearance and equally sudden disappearance of Pan Am Flight 914 left everyone involved in a state of profound shock and bewilderment. Was it a glitch in time? A portal opened and then closed? Was it an elaborate hoax or something far more inexplicable? Reports from the control tower, including the recorded conversations, were corroborated by multiple witnesses. Small, unconfirmed pieces of evidence also surfaced, like a 1955 calendar reportedly found on the runway where the plane had briefly hovered. To this day, the story of Pan Am Flight 914 remains one of the most compelling and baffling mysteries in aviation history. It's a tale that challenges our understanding of time, space, and reality itself, leaving us to wonder, where did Flight 914 go for those 37 years? And where did it go after its brief, impossible return? The answers, it seems, are still out there, lost somewhere between the past and the present, just like Flight 914. What do you think happened to Flight 914? Let me know in the comments below.